Are you looking to take out Erling Haaland in game week 17? Here is my team selection. Looking forward to game week 17, back at game week 16, and looking at replacements for Erling Haaland if he is going to be injured. Solanke's definitely one of them. Let's get into it.
Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
Good day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Root, and welcome back to another FPL video. So like I said, in today's video, we're going to be looking forward to my team selection for game week 17. That includes all my team selection, my transfers, and my captain options. But first of all, before we get into that, we'll start off with my game week 16 team. So a massive, green arrow this week. A really, really good week for me. I ended up on 61 points, and I did have a massive jump on my overall ranks. I went from 857k to 571k. So just under 300k, which is incredible in one game week. Ended up with 61 points, so really, really happy. And don't forget, I've still got the wild card to play. So hopefully I can go into that wild card in game week 19 or game week 20 with another couple green arrows under my belt, as I've still yet to get a back-to-back green arrow this season. Hopefully this can be done in this game week. But yes, my defense wasn't the best. Massively let me down. Onana conceded against Bournemouth at home, conceded 3, which was disappointing. Tsimikas ended up conceding to Crystal Palace. Liverpool did go on to win that game. Lascelles conceded 4 and got a yellow card against Spurs. Porro, so close to a 10-pointer, but he got the assist, and Spurs did concede in one of the dying stages of the game in that game, Tottenham against Newcastle. So that was disappointing. He didn't get the clean sheet as well, as he probably would have got bonus, etc. But the assist is still great from Pedro Porro, which is why I bought him in, really. It was for them attacking returns. Gahey ended up coming on for Alvarez, who we all know missed the game week. I had him as captain, but it wasn't all bad, as Salah did come on as my vice captain. So I ended up getting 13 extra points from Salah. Ended up being a 26-pointer captain, as Haaland missed out. Palmer and Gordon, disappointing. Chelsea, awful against Everton away. They started off okay, to be honest. They looked okay, but just not clinical at all up front. Hopefully for their sake, and Nkunku can come back and start putting the ball in the back of the net for them. But yeah, Palmer disappointing. Gordon, blank against Spurs, came off in around the 70th minute, and he could potentially be injured. He hasn't been seen training for the Champions League game coming up, Milan, so that is a worry. Son, incredible. I can't believe people were thinking about taking him out or have been taking him out. He's staying in my team up until he's literally on that plane to go play for South Korea. There's no way I'm taking him out. There is a chance that I could wildcard without him, but it means I'll miss that Bournemouth at home game, which I'm not prepared to do on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve in the UK. So I'm not prepared to do that, but so he'll probably stay in my team with him on my wild card. Saka, 2-pointers. Yeah, it's a tough game for Arsenal, to be honest. Villa played really, really well. Arsenal should have probably come out with something. They did have chances, but yeah, I think Villa were a better team overall, and they did deserve to win that game. Saka, no returns. Alvarez, an assist. Just need him to get a goal. Like I said a few weeks ago, he hasn't scored since game week 9. So hopefully, if Haaland is injured, we will have Alvarez, who's starting up front, but we don't know if he is going to be injured, but we will talk about that later on in this video, so definitely stay tuned. And we'll get on to my game week 17 team selection, which will include whether I am starting Haaland or not, so stay tuned for that, and we'll get on to it straight away. First of all, we'll start in goal. So I actually have a decision to make this game week. So Turner actually got his place back last week. He did start. Obviously, Forest conceded, so he ended up with 3 points. But he is back potentially. I think he will get his place back, as the other keeper conceded a lot of goals. He did 5 against Fulham, only 1 against Everton, but 3 against Brighton. 3 against West Ham, 2 against 3 against Liverpool, sorry, 2 against Luton. So he conceded a lot of goals. Turner's back though. It is a tough one this week. Liverpool away for Onana or Spurs at home for Turner. I just think Turner will probably concede less, and he's at home, and there's always chance of save points with Onana. I can't really trust him to keep a save, to make a save, to be honest. So that's why I've gone for Turner, but neither look good, to be honest with you. But there's no way I'm taking out a goalkeeper this close to playing my wild card, which will be in game week 19 or 20. Defense does look a lot better and a lot better than last week. So Tsimikas, Man United at home. I do fancy Liverpool in this game, but I just would be wary that it's never a foregone conclusion in games like this, in derby games. Yes, they're not like close in terms of geography, but it's a massive, massive rivalry, Liverpool Man United. And sometimes team and form goes out the window. However, I do think Liverpool will win this game, and I just can't see Man United scoring, to be honest with you. I think Liverpool defensively are good, and I think Man United offensively are terrible. I heard a stat that one of their forward players, so that includes wingers, hasn't scored at Old Trafford since May. So all season, probably the last game or the end of last season, and that was Jadon Sancho. So I think that says everything you need to know about Man United this season. They're just not scoring enough goals. Yes, this is away from home, but Liverpool Anfield, I just can't see anything but a Liverpool win to 0, and just hoping Tsimikas does play. We will know probably more if Joe Gomez does play midweek in the Europa League. Then I think Tsimikas will play on the weekend game. The sales, it's a tough one. Newcastle have been in poor form, I'd say, recently. They lost their last 2 games. Everton away, Spurs away, but this is at home. However, Fulham are on fire. They've scored 5, I'm pretty sure, in their last 2 games. So they beat West Ham 5-0 last time out, and then they beat Forest 5-0 before that. So they've been scoring a lot of goals. Even when they lost to Liverpool, they scored 3. There's been a lot of goals scored by Fulham. Scored 3 against Wolves the week before. So it's not a guaranteed clean sheet like you would think Fulham at home would be, and especially with how good Newcastle are at home. But with the fact that Newcastle have Milan midweek, I think they're going to be tired. I'm a bit worried about a clean sheet from the Lascelles in this game, but he's better than playing Gahey against City away. Kabore against Bournemouth away. If it was at home, I actually don't think Luton are a bad side at home. But I have to go for the Newcastle defender, and hopefully they can put together a good performance and a win and a clean sheet at home, which they have done on numerous times this season. We've seen them do it against Man United and Chelsea, which doesn't say much at the current moment, but we've seen them do it. So I think they do have it in their locker to win at home and to get clean sheets against teams. Pedro Porro, probably my most exciting defender this game week. Ended up with an assist last game week, as we spoke about. Nottingham Forest away. Forest, I think, are in a little bit of bad form. When I say a little bit, a lot of bad form. Obviously, I've got Matt Turner, and I will be playing Matt Turner. But Forest are not the worst team to go to at this current stage. So they've only won 1 game since game week 4, which is incredible, and most of them have been losses. So shocking form, and I do fancy Pedro Porro to get an attacking return in this game and potentially a clean sheet, as obviously Awani is injured for Forest. Chris Wood maybe could play. I just can't see too much threatening Forest threatening from a Forest point of view at the moment. So I'm really happy to go into the game with Pedro Porro. Hopefully he can get a clean sheet to add to his attacking returns and his attacking threat. We'll move on to the midfield. So now for the midfield, we'll start off with Cole Palmer, Sheffield United at home. Sheffield United actually got their first win last game week, first win of the season, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they've won one more before that, but the first win in a long time. So they won 1-0 to beat Brentford, who have a lot of injuries. They're probably going to be have a bit of kind of momentum going into this game. However, I think Chelsea have to win this game. I say this every week, but they just have to win this game. Like, 2 losses in a row, one win since game week 11 where they beat 9-man Spurs. So other than that, the last time they've only won one apart from that 9-men game, since game week 8. So they're in terrible, terrible form. They're a terrible, terrible team, to be honest with you. But Cole Palmer is still getting them, attacking returns. He's only got 1 goal in the last 4, 1 return in the last 4. So you could say it is drying up, but for his price, I don't think you can argue with that. I'm just hoping he can do it against Sheffield United at home, because there's not really a better fixture for him to do it in. Anthony Gordon is another one I'm a bit, I won't say disappointed in, because I've got him in and he scored straight away, but he did blank the last 2 game weeks. However, it's not the blanking I'm worried about, because again, his price is nothing to worry about, and it's a good fixture on paper for Newcastle, and it's a good 2 fixtures after that as well, Luton away and Forest at home. I'm just worried about his fitness. He's played a lot of minutes for Newcastle because of their injuries to Wilson, where Isak can't go on the left, because of their injury to Barnes on the left. Jacob Murphy's been injured, who plays on the right, so he could potentially play on the left and replace Anthony Gordon. So there's been a lot of injuries, and he's had to play near enough every single minute of every single game over this last period. So I'm worried that he might be a little bit burnt out, and potentially be slightly injured. He wasn't seen in training on Wednesday, so before Newcastle's Champions League game, which is a slight worry. But I'm hoping this is just a rest. I know they can't afford to rest him, but I'm hoping Eddie Howe's kind of like, okay, we can't keep playing you constantly. We've got maybe Ashley Barnes back, maybe we've got Wilson back, so Isak can go on left. I just don't think they can keep playing Gordon like that. Especially as last season, I don't think he played enough, I'd say. He didn't have that consistent run in the team, so it is new to him, especially playing midweek as well, Champions League football. So it is new to him. So I'm a bit worried about his fitness, but there's not much I can do about it. There's not much I want to do about it. He's going to stay in my team until my wild card, and we'll just have to hope that he does play and he does return. Saka, Brighton at home, really good fixture for him, I think. Again, Saka wasn't pictured in training, or I think it was. Let me just double check that, but I think he wasn't actually in the squad for Arsenal's Champions League game. Their game was last night, so I'll just quickly check that. But which maybe you could be worried about, but I don't think it's anything to be worried about. Yeah, he wasn't in the squad. I won't say I am worried. I think it's just the rest for Saka. Again, he's another one that's played so many minutes over the last few game weeks, all season really. It's just been run to the ground with England, with Champions League, with league games, with Jesus being out, with Martinelli being out for a little bit as well, Odegaard being out. He's had to really step up, and he has been doing that. And I do think this is a game that has a Saka call all over it. Brighton conceding a lot of goals. I think they're still yet to keep a clean sheet this season, which is, incredible considering we'd probably all started the season with a Stupin. And yes, it wasn't for his attacking returns, but we did expect a few clean sheets in that. And it's not like they've been conceding a lot of goals. They just haven't been keeping clean sheets. For example, they had Burnley at home in the last game week and they drew 1-1, conceding to Burnley, which is not ideal. So I do think Brighton are going to concede in this game, and hopefully Saka can get on the score sheet. Captain's armband is currently on Mohamed Salah against Man United at home. So the fixture ticker does have it as a 3 rating. For me, I think it is a 2 rating. I think it is a good fixture for Salah. Salah loves playing Man United, loves playing big teams at home, does the business. It's at Anfield. The kickoff time is a good kickoff time. Is Sunday, 4:30 p.m. in the UK. So it's like maybe it's starting to get dark because it's winter around that time. Maybe the second half under the lights. I can just see Salah doing the business in that game. So that's why I have gone captain on him. I just don't trust Man United to keep Liverpool out, to keep a clean sheet, or to keep it less than 3 goals scored for Liverpool. To be honest, I think it will be a struggle considering they've just conceded 3 to Bournemouth at home, and especially now they're missing Maguire. They've already been under a lot of stress with their back four, with injuries, with Ten Hag not preferring Varane, which is a bit don't know, baffling. A few other players injured. Bruno suspended as well, so there's going to be a depleted team for Man United, and I can see Salah running riot. So that's one, the captain's armband is on him. Son, Forest away, I think a good fixture for Son. We saw him go to the left in the last game against Newcastle, where Richarlison went in the middle and Brennan Johnson was on the right. But I think the key thing for this, I guess, change in position is that he's still effective on the left. We saw him get to the byline, cut it back. I think it's actually better suited for when teams are playing a low block against Spurs, when teams are sitting back, to have Son on the left, running at defenders, getting into the box, cutting it back. Not only that, but we know he's comfortable shooting as well. So it's not just, he's not going to want to take it on himself. He's going to want to pass. So I think he is dangerous from the left. I think another big thing is Kulusevski's playing in that number 10 role. We had Lo Celso play there a few games, which he actually did pretty well in. But I think Kulusevski in the middle just gives Spurs another dimension. With Lo Celso there, I think Lo Celso is more of a centre mid rather than a attacking mid. So yes, he prefers to go forward, but I think you need someone that is going to be dedicated to putting balls out wide quickly, putting balls through the middle to Richarlison. I think it helps Spurs as a whole in terms of their attack. And with Brennan Johnson on the other side as well, it does give them a big, big threat. I'm really happy. And I was close to putting the captain's armband on Son in this game. I just think Forest are, although they've been really, really bad the last, probably 10 game weeks, I think at home they can put together a performance. And with it being the Friday night game in the UK, I'm just a bit worried that maybe that atmosphere could add a bit of, I guess, spirit to Forest. Maybe they could step up and put performance in. So that's why I haven't gone for Son captain. But I do think Son will perform in this game. I just fancy Salah a little bit more. But yeah, that was my midfield. We'll move on to the strikers now and then go on to my transfers. The two City boys once again. Haaland is obviously flagged. Pep did come out to say that we'll know more. He'll be back. I don't know what that means exactly, but he'll be back on Thursday. Whether that's training, whether that's back in contention, we don't actually know yet. This all could be Pep playing mind games and wanting to give Haaland a little bit of a rest with Luton away and in the Champions League game midweek. It could be. I'm not too sure. Unless I hear Haaland is fit, I'm probably gonna sell him because I am on the wild card, so he's gonna blank the week after. I can't really afford to, I'd say, have him in my team and him not play. Kabore is my first sub. But again, we'll talk about my transfers later on. But for now, Haaland's there until I hear he's fit to play, then he's staying there. If not, then I'll probably be taking him out. But we'll talk about that in the next part of the video. Alvarez is a must keep for me now. He's not in the squad, in the Champions League squad. He didn't play, just gone. So, or he's not going to play. Sorry, in the Champions League game. We've heard he's not in the squad at all. If Haaland is out, what an option! Great option. Even if not, I think he is a good option still. Yes, again, we haven't seen that goal since game week 9, which is disappointing. Only assist. Seems like he only gets 5-pointers these days, but I feel like he's just in there somewhere. And especially if Haaland is out, you've got to fancy Alvarez to get amongst the goals against a Palace side that have a lot of injuries, in bad form themselves, to be honest. They haven't won. They've won one since game week 7, which was Burnley away. So they're in terrible form. So I can see City scoring a lot of goals, which is why I think a lot of people are umming and ahhing about Haaland. If it wasn't such a good fixture at home against Palace, a team, like I said, haven't won in 8 games, then you could argue that, okay, let's just risk it for one game week because he is going to blank. You're kind of getting 2 game weeks for the price of one, for example. But yeah, with the fixture, I think you just have to wait and see what Pep does say, whether he does give it away to say, yeah, he'll be back, or not too sure. I think if it is or not too sure, we'll have to think about it, but we'll talk about that in the next part of the video. So now we'll move on to the transfers part of the video. So these are my, I guess, potential transfers if Haaland is out. So we'll just have a quick look at Haaland. So he's flagged. It says foot injury. I don't know if that's true or if it's bigger than that or if it's less than that. We'll have to just wait and see. Pep will be giving a press conference after the Champions League game, and he will be giving it before game week 17 as well. So there are a few opportunities to hear from Pep. So that I think hold until now. Palace at home, what a game! Like I said, really good game. If he does play that, incredible. Then he does blank. Then Everton away, which, to be honest, at this current moment, is not an easy game. I think Everton are on great form. So for me, it's not an easy game, even though it is a green fixture. For me, on the wild card, I just need to look at it as Haaland will play. If I look at it in that way, then I think that will give me the best opportunity to make the right decision. Because if I say Haaland won't play, there's absolutely no way I'm keeping him in the team. He's going to blank in game week 18. He's going to miss game week 17. And then he's got Everton away, which he might not even be back for. He probably will be back for, but he potentially couldn't be back for. But let's say he is back for Everton. I'm happy to either bring him back on the wild card in game week 19, whether that bring him back with a transfer in game week 19 or go with games until game week 20 and then bring him back on the wild card in game week 20. I'm happy to go without Haaland for game week 19. It's just the Palace at home game for me. But let's just say he is out. It is confirmed he's out. Then these would be probably my 2 transfers in, either or one of these forwards. It will be Solanke, who I do really like. Luton at home, Forest away, Fulham at home. Again, it's all green, but Fulham have been doing really well last few game weeks. 5-0 wins in a row. Forest away. Forest are terrible at the moment. Luton at home. Again, Luton have been showing to be a bit solid. Whether I think Bournemouth will thrash them potentially, but I just can't see it being a 4-5-0, maybe a 2-3-0, which is enough for Solanke. Watkins, to be honest, all season, I haven't really been rating him, I think, as an FPL option, because I just don't think, I know he scored 8 goals, but I think 4 of them or 3 of them were in one game, which is absolutely fine. I just don't know if he is consistent enough, whether he gets the big hauls enough. Could be, it's just something about him that I'm not too sold on. I'm not confident going into a game week with Ollie Watkins in my team up front. I just don't think he's not on penalties either, which is a massive thing for me. I don't think he's clinical enough. I don't think he's selfish enough, which are all good aspects of for being a footballer. It's absolutely fine. Like, he's an incredible footballer, but for FPL, I want my goal scorer to be thinking about scoring goals rather than, oh, maybe he'll pass it along and get the assist. Yes, assists are still good points, but I'd rather him getting goals. And I think the fixtures are slightly worse. Or I guess Bournemouth are slightly better than Aston Villa's, but obviously Aston Villa are a better team than Bournemouth. Brentford away, you could argue that is a tough fixture, but you could argue that is a good fixture with the amount of injuries they've got, and Burma's out. They've got so many, obviously Tony's banned. They've got so many injuries as well at the moment. Rico Henry's out. So although that is a tough fixture normally, I can see Aston Villa going there and winning. And especially that's Ollie Watkins' old club. So I think he'll have a bit of extra spice in his bonnet, wanting to score against his old club, even though I'm sure he'll be respectful and not celebrate. Sheffield United at home is the big one in game week 18. I think he is the best captain option, even though I don't like captaining Watkins because of Sometimes Villa might score a few goals and he's nowhere to be seen. But I think he is the best captain option in game week 19. I'm not going to deny that. Game week 19, Man United away is probably not a bad fixture. I've got it down as grey just because who knows what Man United will turn up, but I don't think that's a bad fixture for Aston Villa with their form at the moment. So it is a toss up between these two. I think Solanke has the better fixtures. I think Aston Villa are the better team. Solanke has penalties. Watkins, again, you could argue that even Watkins has the better fixtures, but it is a tough decision. I do like Solanke, and I think I do prefer Solanke, only because I think I can go to Watkins in game week 19 and get that Sheffield United at home fixture anyway. So really, it's either Luton at home or Brentford away as the shootout, because I'm going to be getting Watkins in game week 18 anyway, whether that be for Mubama or whether that be for Haaland, if I do end up keeping Haaland. So it is a tough one, but I think for now I'm just favouring Watkins. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm just favouring Watkins for game week 18 and then bringing in Solanke now. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and smash a like on this video too. And good luck for the game week. And I'll catch you on my deadline stream. Cheers.